In our previous lesson, we built the foundational skeleton of a website and learned exactly how to change the title and favicon. Those are super cool, but a browser's understanding goes way deeper than just the tab at the top of your screen, because it actually reads everything on your page to figure out what matters most. Remember that root folder we created in the last video? Go ahead and open it back up in VS Code, because in this video we are going to transform a blank, boring page into an actual blog post. We will format the text with smart spacing, separate titles from paragraphs, and even add bold and italics, all without touching a single line of CSS yet. Let's cut the fluff and dive straight in, because inside our body tag we are ready to write actual content. We start with headings, which run from H1 all the way down to H6. Now, the most common trap beginners fall into is looking at an H1 and thinking it means giant text, or seeing an H6 and thinking it means tiny text. But remember, HTML is about meaning, not style, so you can make an H6 look 20 times bigger than an H1 using CSS later. To build the modern way by keeping track of semantics, think about headings like a book. Your H1 tag is the title of the entire book, and you should only ever have one H1 per page. So if you need multiple giant texts later, use a paragraph and style it with CSS, which we will cover soon. Your H2 tags are the chapters, and you can place as many as you need. Your H3 tags are the subsections inside those chapters, while H4 to H6 tags are far less common and usually reserved for complex dashboards or deep nested topics, so we can skip those for now. Now that we understand headings, let's pick ours for this blog. First, we go with an H1 tag for the main article title, and just like we did with the title tag last time, we place our text between the arrow brackets, writing HTML formatting. Next, we have the main topics we are going to cover, and since these are our chapter titles, we will use H2 tags. So we place our first H2 here, and inside the arrow brackets, we write the subtitle our user will see, which is headers. Now we need to explain each heading type individually, so given the hierarchy, these are subsections of our chapter, meaning we will use H3 tags to create 3 subsections. First for H1, second for H2, and third for H4 to H6. Perfect, so now let's move to the next chapter topic, which is paragraphs. Since this is another main chapter, we use an H2 tag, typing H2, opening our arrow brackets, and writing paragraphs. Next, we add our next topic with an H2 tag for the break section. Finally, because semantics matter more than ever in modern web development, let's cover 2 fascinating topics, which are bold versus strong and italic versus emphasis. Trust me, if you understand the difference between these, you are already ahead of most beginners. Now that our heading tags are properly placed, it is time to add the actual content. Keep in mind that the browser reads your HTML file line by line and renders it immediately, which happens so fast you might not realize it yet, but it is crucial. Right now, if we mess up, we spot it instantly because it is visual. If, for example, you place the heading explanation under the general, you can spot it fast, but later when you get into JavaScript, building the habit of writing rules step by step in order will save you hours of debugging. Since these content blocks are paragraphs, let's make sure each text goes under the correct heading. And hey, if you're following along, all the text for this blog post is ready for you to copy-paste on my Discord. For paragraphs, we use the P tag, short for paragraph. When you type a block of text inside a P tag, the browser automatically gives it breathing room by adding vertical spacing below it. Let me place our general intro text right under the H1. Once you paste a long line of text, your cursor might end up way off screen, so you have 2 solutions. First, you can leave the line long as is, press the down arrow, and keep coding on the next line. Second, if that endless scrolling bothers you visually, just press enter wherever you want, because the P tag is super smart and ignores extra spaces or line breaks in your editor, so it won't change your page's layout at all and is just for your personal view in VS Code. If you want to keep your code ultra clean, which I highly recommend, you can fix messy indentations by selecting your text and pressing Shift and Tab together, where one tab indents your code and Shift and Tab pulls it back, which saves you tons of visual time when nesting tags. Now with that trick learned, let's go to our first subsection, the heading explanations, and place a new P tag right after the first H2. Next, we have short explanations and the main rule for the H1, which belong under our first H3. But let me show you how nesting works. So under the H3, we add a P tag with the explanation, then let's create a rare H4 tag, and inside it write H1 rule. Right under that H4, we place another P tag for the rule itself. Looking at the preview, visually there isn't a mind-blowing difference since the H4 is just slightly smaller, but structurally, building the right architecture is critical, and you will appreciate this so much more in the future when making bigger layout decisions. To keep this video moving, let me speed up and copy-paste the rest of our paragraphs into their designated spots. But here is a quick question. What if your text is too long and you want to force a line break, but hitting enter in VS Code doesn't change anything on the screen? Simple. HTML has a tag for that called the break tag, written as BR tag, which has no closing tag, so you just drop it wherever you need to break a line. Now, if you are trying to stack two BR tags just to create vertical spacing, hold on, because the cleaner, semantic way is simply to end your P tag and start a new P tag, which automatically adds native spacing and tells the browser that this is a brand new thought. Now that we have the basics down, let's go deeper and compare styling tags that look identical on screen. First is bold versus strong, where when you want to visually bold a word, you use the B tag, opening it right before the word or sentence and closing it after, so everything inside those arrow brackets appears darker and thicker. On the other hand, we have the strong tag, which visually looks identical, but here is the secret many beginners miss. A large portion of the web population isn't looking at the browser, but listening to it using screen readers or AI reading modes. So when a screen reader hits a strong tag, it changes its voice tone, speaking louder or adding emphasis. While the B tag only changes visual style, the strong tag adds deep semantic importance. The exact same rule applies to italic versus emphasis, where the I tag simply tilts the text for visual flair, while the M tag looks italic but explicitly tells screen readers to stress that word phonetically. HTML handles structure and CSS handles style, but why not optimize our layout before jumping into full styling? Let's make 3 quick upgrades. First, section dividers. Add an HR tag between chapters. It is self-closing and cleans things up instantly. Second, Unicode symbols. We have not built icons yet, but Unicode symbols work wonders next to your H2 tags. I have posted a full list in today's Discord thread, so choose whatever you like and don't be afraid to ask GPT for more. Third, typography fix. We need to change this default font because it is genuinely burning my eyes with its ugliness. To do this, we need to place link tags inside the header. For the first link tag, we set rel equals stylesheet and point the ref path to our local style, CSS file created last time. The next link tags are copy-pasted directly from Google Fonts. You navigate there, choose a font you like, copy the code, and paste inside the head tag. Check today's thread for a tiny snippet of CSS. Basically, we select all elements and set the new font. I also centered my H1 tag. You can center yours, align it right, or maybe take the hint and use it as the start of your personal portfolio hero section. Feel free to experiment, because even though this process will get more automated as you advance, mastering these fundamentals is essential, and you've got to walk before you can run. In the next video, we are taking this blog to the next level by adding media like videos and images, plus internal and external links so users can actually click around, so you won't want to miss it. As always, head over to my Discord channel, which is already loaded with exercises so you can practice what you learned today, and I will see you in the next one.